Hey, good afternoon, everyone, or morning, depending on what part of the country you're in. I'm still not 100%, you can probably hear it, but being that it's the last day of February and she said she may not go live again, and she went on twice yesterday. A lot of people don't know she went live very late at night. It was a short one. I think combined, they're like an hour and a half altogether. And so hope everybody had a good week. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. Let's see. All right, let's get started with this one from early yesterday. Hey, everybody. Yeah, thanks for asking. I feel better. But the last couple of days, I had a shit ton of coughing.
Hello. Hi, Ashley Brown. How are y'all?
So
How are you?
my chest and my abs hurt. I felt like I did like 500 crunches and sit-ups, which I guess is not a bad thing. But so there's just that pain from the slight coughing right now, and I'm still a little bit congested, but overall, yeah, better than the day before. Thank you. Hey, Paul.
Hi there, Joy. How are you? Hi, Ida. Hi, Donna. I just wanted to let y'all know I'll go live in just a little while. If this is one of the first videos you're watching of mine, welcome. I'm not one of those girls that puts their cash out there, but I got a lot of haters, and they don't like it when I do that. And
God, I don't know. Does she get off on saying that? Obviously, I leave it. I could crop it out, but I leave it in there. I could care less if she puts her cash app. I really don't care. And to me, if you don't know this already, that's how I know she loves to be freaking hated. Even though I don't hate her. I know people do hate her. I don't hate her. I don't like her, but I don't hate her. But that's how you know. I think, like I said before, I think she gets off on it. She really, that's what drives her.
I don't care about the comfort of haters because they don't care about my comfort. And their excuse is that my existence makes them uncomfortable. That's not mine. This is more about you. Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's bothered by her existence. You know what I mean? Like, I know there are a lot of people of faith out there who believe in, God and Jesus Christ and all that. That's one thing to fear or be worried about. But not her. I don't know anybody who feels bothered by her existence. It's just one of her things.
As I was working out, I said, you know what? This is the first day of my 47th year of life. So I'm going to set a good trend. And y'all, I have all my protein ready. Have y'all tried this? It's the Premier Protein. It's supposed to be like the Thin Mints, the Andes Thin Mints. I love these things. I was introduced to this candy at the Lubies, because when I was little, they would give you a little one of those candies, chocolate mint. So, and I got 3 of these. I have 2 more. I'm all set up. I'm all set up for the next 3 months. I don't want nobody in my inbox.
So does she drive around with those protein drinks in the car? Nothing better than a warm protein drink.
I don't want no energies in my inbox 3, 4, 5 months from now. You know those energies that only notice you when you put out a thirst trap or whatever, right? No, no. If you're the kind of energy that only shows up after a glow up, please. No, thank you, sirs. Plus, is there any men out there? Any single men that are not in a relationship, not having to be in a situationship with some, woman at all in any way, especially if you have to live with her because you don't have nowhere else to live, right? Or you don't have nowhere else to, nobody to help you pay your bills, because even that counts, even that counts. Of any kind of, somebody that's not married, but that's married but doesn't, lie about it. Is there anybody that's like not married, that's single, not in a situationship, has not cut off all soul ties, and it's not the spin the block. You ain't the spin the block kind. Is there anybody that embodies that does not have social media and they don't have a phone? Is there anybody? I'm being serious, for real. For real. Those spin the block ones are the worst. Because they consider every single one from the first time to the last time. It doesn't matter if the player's like 50 years old, 60 years old. He will spin the block on anybody who's still breathing and alive. Those are the worst. Kim Van Dyke says, my history teacher in the 8th grade used to sell them for 5 cents a piece, of course. Wow. This is my Cash App. And if anybody's wondering why, no, I'm not one of those that puts my Cash App up all the time. You know how you go to some people's pages and like literally the first thing there is their Cash App? Men and women. Like, men shouldn't be hating, because I see a lot of men do that. Especially the pretty men. They'll do that. So, but no, I just explained that I do that because I have haters. Plus, this is my birthday month and today's my birthday. And I'll probably do one last live video tomorrow, well, tonight and then tomorrow. And that will close out February, and I am going to take a long, focused break for 3 months. Thank you. Happy birthday, Lori. Happy birthday. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. And I told myself, I said, you know what? I thank you to all my friends that invited me to go eat and everything like that. Thank you. I couldn't make any plans. Thank you for who offered to make me lunch, right? Because they, every Thursday they have something planned in the afternoon, but they were nice enough. I couldn't do that because I actually had a court date today, and the time was changed from 9 o'clock to 1:30 to completely canceled. Not on my part. Y'all already know. I always wanted, let's go to jury. Like the minute that I'm arrested, I'm like, let's go to a jury now. So it wasn't me. And I said, you know what? Thank y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to go and freshen up and go live in a little bit. And I want to put some titles of the next book that I'm going to read when I come back to y'all. in June. Okay? And you all choose. And then from now until I deactivate, we'll read that one. Right? I want to go a little. There's a lot of movies that I hadn't read the book about, and I'm sure that the book is way better than the movie.
I'm gonna check on that court issue. She's saying it was changed from 9 a.m. to 1:30, and then after the 1:30, they decided to cancel it.
Is what made it fabulous.
We can find that out.
But thank you to everybody. If I would have made plans with the person that was going to make me lunch, look at what would have happened, right? And then, I just decided, you know what? Set the trend for the rest of your 47th year. Do it. Give yourself one of the hardest workouts you've had in a long time. And I just did. I mean, look at me. For real. Alright? And I just got a lot done today. Mm-hmm.
Well, she gave herself the I'll be gone for 3 months. Well, I mean, unless I have to defend myself on something, then I'll come back. And there's always plenty of those, right? So yeah, we'll see how long 90 days lasts. Last time, I think it was barely 2 weeks, and she was already back online.
I did. And I just want to thank y'all, and I meant what I said. And I'm going to go live and later on in a little bit. But I want y'all to know that I'm so grateful, and I really am. You all know that I mean everything that I say. Everything. I meant everything. And thank you for your kindness, your prayers, your positive energy. There's only so much that you could put in a little Facebook, chingadera thing like that, right? But it's not just what I wrote. It's about your kindness. You're willing to understand me. The ones that believed me from the start. But all of you that have been on this page, but that since the beginning or sometime before I moved everything over here, had been following me on my personal page, right? Since I was 37 years old. This is going to be the 11th year. The 11th year of surviving, and surviving isn't pretty because they judge you on that. Oh my God, so much drama. Survival is drama. I don't know of a survival story that's not dramatic. I mean, that's why they call it survival. Survival is dramatic. It's tragic. Nobody chooses to be in survival mode constantly. Nobody does.
Did she just say nobody choose to be in survival mode? Is that what she said? Did I miss that? Let me see.
Chooses to be in survival mode constantly. It's tragic. Nobody chooses to be in survival mode constantly.
Yes, you do. You're choosing to do that. You are choosing to be in survival mode. This is extremely optional, and you're choosing to be in it.
Nobody does. But I'm grateful. Thank you for being my witnesses. For being my witnesses every time I said something was going to come to fruition, and it did, even though so many people said no, it wouldn't, and they all laughed. Like they laughed at Gandhi. Ha ha ha, you think you're Gandhi? I get my inspiration from all of those people. Yeah. I'm no one to get mad and sad when somebody has betrayed me. They all betrayed Jesus. They all abandoned him too. Oh, you think you're Jesus? No, we're supposed to learn from him if we're Christians. Right? Or no, because you hate me, it doesn't apply to me. It applies. Thank you all for always, understanding. And if you didn't understand me, and if you hated me, and if I was introduced to you, and, a big, big thank you to those people that have admitted, you know what, I had you wrong, and I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I guess what I'm trying to say again is thank you for being my witnesses. Just thank you for being my witnesses. Literally, you've seen my whole testimony documented. For the last 10 years, it's been documented. All of it. In chronological order, in live. Thank you. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And I know survival's not sexy either. It's not. It's not. It's not. That's it. I don't know. You know what? Maybe to some really dynamic men, a woman who has demonstrated that ability to survive or overcome adversity in the face of ridicule, in the face of humiliation, in the face of embarrassment, in the face of grief, in the face of loss, in the face of torture, in the face of violence, in the face of powers, abuses of powers, in the face of literally almost every single horrific thing that you could possibly imagine. Maybe there are some men out there who would be like, she's fucking amazing. She's fucking amazing. I need to meet her. Right? And they don't have no situationships. And they don't spin the block on everybody they've ever put it in. I'm being serious. For real. For real. And there's not one woman on the planet, because you have to ask that nowadays, is there a single female on the planet who would be mad that you're talking to me? Is there? You know? Y'all know that they have those pages out there now, right? Are we dating the same man? They do for girls too. They do. But man, man, remember? Remember before now? It was hard. I haven't had to deal with that in a long time. You know, not my last 2 relationships, but remember that? You know? Look, when I was a teenager, I was like, look, I heard some shit, you know? Right? Or you had to catch them red-handed, even though you felt it in your intuition. Now it's just as y'all young ladies got a real nice there. For real. You can even submit the picture of the man anonymously. They'll do it for you. They'll do it for you. And they'll write whatever you want them to write and whatever. You don't even have to put it to you. Are we dating this guy? Is anybody else dating this guy? Because he said he's not touched anybody. I'm serious. So, this is me. Oh, and those eyelashes, they last way longer than one day. They do. They do. I just knew that I was going to have a workout, and I don't like my sweat gets all on my eyelash. I don't like that. And also, I can only take those things on my eyes for a little bit. Just for a little bit. I can't do it for like, they last a long time. They last up to a week. I don't like it.
Hey, Vanessa Trevino, these are 2 small videos that she did yesterday.
Don't. It's like scratchy eyes all day long, and that's just me because I'm extra sensitive. But anyways, that is the newest flavor. I haven't tried it. Those are 3 brand new boxes, by the way. I'm tempted to try it, but I'm like, don't do it. Because I wonder if it suggests that you try it cold. Let me see. Let me see. Because I want to try it. I want to try it in front of y'all, but I'm like, no, don't.
Well, I imagine you don't have to have it cold, but who wouldn't want it cold? I mean, the thought of a warm protein drink kind of makes me gag, you know?
What if it's unfair that you do that? I don't see how I wouldn't like it, though. Because I love it. I love that flavor. It doesn't say. Anyways, if you like that flavor, it's for a limited time only. Those are my favorite shakes. It's 30 grams of protein per shake. I love it. I love it. And now, I mean, the one thing that I learned in the last year is I would much rather drink my protein than eat it. No, you know what? Let me just try one. I mean, it'll count as my protein. Because after I work out, I'll eat protein or I'll drink protein. So I'll just do it right now. Let me see. It's the Premier Protein. It is winter mint chocolate, like the little Andes chocolate mint candies. This is the first time I'm gonna try it. And you know how I heard about it? One of my patients.
Andes candies. I know a lot of people say Andes, but it's not Andes. It's Andes candies. Just saying.
You know, I told them if you increase your protein, you know, and I had been seeing that person for like maybe a month, and their wound was healing like amazing, right? And then all of a sudden they were like, I said, are you still taking your protein? And they said, yeah. In fact, there's a new flavor. And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, there's a new flavor. It's like kind of like, it tastes like the Girl Scout cookies. I was like, of the ones that I told y'all, where with the name now? Yeah. I said, can I see one? And I was like, ain't no way. Just so you know, right away, I was like, go get some. Here we go. Oh. You know I'm going to freeze this. I am, because that's what I do with the cinnamon one. I'm going to freeze this, and when it gets slushy, I'm going to eat it like chocolate mint ice cream. Here we go. Very nice. Very nice. Oh my goodness. I love these protein shakes. There's no texture. I can't even say they're like smooth or creamy. There's just no texture. You know what they feel like? And I know that matters to some people, because sometimes when you have protein shakes, they're chalky or you know, they have a texture. The texture of this is like that milk that's filtered. You all know which one I'm talking about. I don't drink milk anymore, but that shit is amazing. It's ultra filtered milk. That's how this is. Nice. This is gonna be good chilled. Damn, yes. Cause this is like a little milk container, you know, from the school, when you were in school. And when you freeze it, make sure you open it like this. Right? And then you freeze it. And so then it makes it easier for you to cut it right here. Man, that's what I ate all last summer. When I got hot, I would eat that. And frozen bananas, lots and lots of frozen bananas. Lots. I would buy bunches, like 3 bunches of bananas, and I had a big tub in the freezer. And I took off all the skins from all the bananas, and I would break them in thirds. And that's what I would eat for snacks and stuff. I guess somebody's being an asshole, because I've never heard you here before. I've never seen you here before. Does it look like I'd be wearing my stethoscope right now? I don't think it would be. I don't think it would look like that. And so I'm gonna surmise. I'm gonna deduce that you're just being, kind of a jerk, right? Because does it look like I would need that tool right now? Vanessa, just block them. Blah, 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 blah. Show your face and come back. Bye. No more. I mean it. I mean it. If I cannot see your face, no. No. Premier protein. Premier protein. Yeah, and you know what comment I blocked him on? I don't know who it was, but they were like, "You always have it, hun. Calm down." You see, they were being nice. Don't do that. I don't know who you are. Yeah, I don't know who you are. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you know I always have it, then you know I'm highly reactive. I have zero tolerance for bullshit. Zero. Hey, Gilbert, how are you? Gilbert has known me since I looked like Gilbert. I'm not even kidding.
She said she's got a zero tolerance for BS. I find that hard to believe. If you've watched any of her shows with me in the recent past, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours responding to quote unquote hate, sounds like she's got a big tolerance for it. I mean, we all know that. I'm
not even kidding. Is that right, Gilbert? We met in the 6th grade, and I looked like sorry, Gilbert, but it was true. I looked like a chubby prepubescent boy. Real dark, real chubby, and it was before it blossomed. I love you. What? No, where did you get that, Rachel? What do you mean? They have an indulgence one? White raspberry chocolate? Where did you see that? They don't have that at the Sam's. I didn't see those. Where did you see that? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Where did you see that? I need to know. Thank you. She says, your baby picture was adorable. Thank you. You could tell a lot about how, we weren't rich. But my grandparents always made sure that, I never felt like I didn't have anything. Plus we had cable and you had the creature comforts. But you can tell by the people that could afford to do this. I can just tell how much my grandparents love me. Because they'd always, they'd always get pictures of me. And she always kept them. All the time. That, or she did it for my mom, and she would send them to my mom. Jimmy said, "Hey, Carrie, how are you?" She says, "I buy those protein shakes, but I buy the Equate brand at Walmart, and I think they have a lot more flavors available in the Equate." I don't think so. I know I have two. I don't know. I just don't. I can't. The only time that I'll drink the Equate, because they don't feel the same. I can't do it. I can't. I have a couple there just in case I ever want to run out of these for a day. I have 3 Equate ones, and I haven't had to resort to those. But yeah, limited edition ones. Hi, Victoria, how are you? Thank y'all so much for everybody barely tuning in. Thank you so much. I looked this way because I looked worse at the beginning of the video, but I decided this is your Your first day of your 47th year of life. And I decided to set the trend for this 47th year. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting into a fitness competition. I'm not even kidding. I'm being serious. I've mentioned it before. I won't stay that way for a long time, though. I'm being honest.
Did she just say a fitness competition? Do you remember what happened at the airport a couple years ago? Do you remember that? You guys know what happened at the airport, right?
Because there's going to be haters that if I do that and I'm successful at it, well, I know I would be. They'd be like, oh, she didn't stay there very long. And it's like, man, haters, she literally said that she wasn't going to. That's not sustainable. It's not. But like, so many good things happen if you're able to get that to that point in your life where you have the least amount of body fat, you have the most amount of muscle. If you're able to just get to that point just one time in your life, just once, it decreases your risks for so many things in your life, like health-wise, and it increases the benefits of your longevity and your quality of life, even if you don't sustain it. What? Rachel says, I love that when you work out, you're red like that, because when I work out, I look the same way. Then you see some girls work out and they don't get red or sweat. I know. This is when I know. I was surprised to see myself sweat because I hardly ever sweat, but the other day I did that, but I was wearing a sweater dress and it got all hot. But I hardly ever sweat. But when I started really working out, I started reading a lot of books, and it said, you know, you have to, you're not doing it right if your heart rate doesn't increase, if your respiration doesn't increase, and you got to sweat. Those three things have to happen all at once. So.
So that was a sweater dress. Remember that day? I guess it was a dress. It was so exposing a lot, and it looked so tight. And this is just my opinion. I'm not whatever she calls it. If that's a sweater dress, it looks so tight that the fabric starts to open up and expand. You know, allowing air to come in and out, right? Or air to get in. So I don't know how that could be worn. Plus, from the chest up, it was virtually nothing there. So I don't know how that could make you sweat. I don't know.
Man, I love the sissy squat machine. I do, and I got one for the house. I just haven't put it together yet, but I'm going to. Yes, because I came one day at the beginning of January. Maybe I should have waited before I bought it, but it's okay. And the gym was so full. I was like,
so she took a trip to California. If I'm not mistaken, I think she was at the SFO, San Francisco Airport. She went live and she requested wheelchair service. Yes. For whatever her reason. I can't remember if she said or not. I don't remember hearing anything. But she made people push her all the way through everything till she got to her gate. And then once she got to her gate, she was live, and then she missed boarding, and she went up to argue with the gate agent, and the gate agent's like, I called it, I announced it 3 or 4 times. He says, if you wouldn't have been on your phone, you would have heard me say it. It's like, yeah, I believe that. I believe that 100%. Yeah, so that happened, true story, and it's on video.
And that's a machine, like, you have to drag it out. Like, nobody ever uses it. Literally, no one uses it. I'm probably the only one that knows what it is. Well, probably, yeah, because I'm the reason that it's there. Because they had 2 of them, and one of them was in the men's gym. And I was like, I see that you have 2 here. Can one of these be taken to the women's gym, please? And they did. They were so nice. I love that gym. Thank you. Rachel says, I think I missed it. If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing? Well, I have 3 packs of these. I said I had 3 packs of these because I knew they were a limited edition. I don't know if they say so. Yeah.
So those look like Christmas seasonal leftovers. And I'm guessing, just a guess, somebody gave them to her. If she actually does visit people, her elderly patients or very sick patients or diabetics or whatever, they probably didn't like it. And they told her to take what they had left. Or she bought them real cheap on a clearance or something like that. But yeah, I would never. I've had them before. Some of them are okay. But I will never, ever have one of those that's warm, has been in my car for I don't know how long. Can you imagine? Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, it says limited edition. I was like, that shit's gonna be a limited edition. It has to be. I have those. I have more, and I'm gonna order some more, and I'll be ready for 3 months of focused level up. Yeah. Nothing but protein and water and collagen and all the things. Tracy says they say to wear cling film when working out. Girl, I've been doing Tracy, my grandma was doing that in the 80s. I already do that. Every smell cling wrap, like Reynolds. Hold on. Every time I smell Reynolds clean wrap, damn thing. Let me try it again. Every time I smell the Reynolds clean wrap, because it has a distinct smell, I remember my grandma wrapping her abdomen up. Right? And my very first level up was the summer between my 7th and 8th grade year. And I remember I told y'all that both of my friends had their boyfriends, and it was still going to be like a year or 2 before I met my first long-term boyfriend. So that summer they were with their boyfriends a whole lot, and it was the first summer, and I said, you know what, I dusted off my grandma's old stepper. She had bought it at the Walmart, the first old Walmart here in like the early 80s and mid like 85, 86, 87. And I told her, I said, you're not using this. Can I use this? I'm going to put it in front of the television. And we didn't have, it was regular TV back then. And at first I told myself that whole summer, every time you're watching TV and every single time there's a commercial, you get on that stepper. And you're going to be on that stepper the whole commercial break, even if there's 2 or 3 commercials. And then by the end of the summer, I remember that I had switched it because it had become too easy. And I said, so now I was doing, my breaks were during the commercial, because I was doing it throughout the show. And my friends hadn't seen me. My 2 best friends at the time hadn't seen me. And I remember we started first day of 8th grade on the 2nd day. Because that's just how we were. And we did it on purpose. We planned it on purpose. And I didn't realize how different I was. I had gotten my woman's body. I really did get my woman's body. I had no idea. because I didn't see myself like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I always knew the power of exercise because my grandma had gotten real chubby, I remember. And we had been going, all of a sudden I saw that we were going to her cardiologist more often. And now, years later, I realized that it was at that point of her life where the doctor said, you need to lose weight or you're going to lose your life. And she wasn't even that big, but the thing is that she had high blood pressure. And she always had 2 jobs, Monday through Friday, and then she always had shit that she was doing on the weekend, right? And now she stepped it into gear, and I love her because I think she did it more for me. I'm gonna cry. I think she did it more for me because I think she knew that, or she was raising me, and you know, I think she wanted to finish raising me. She wanted to make sure that she finished raising me. And that's when she immediately started everything. The food got real boring. That's the first time I ate boiled chicken with nothing on it. Like nothing at all. No spices. I was like, we're a Mexican household. What happened to all the spices and stuff like that? What's going on here? Everything was boiled. There was a lot of, every afternoon was walking all the way to the high school, and then she would do laps and laps and laps. And I remember her cardiologist was real proud of her too, because she lost a lot of weight. And that showed me that when you want to do it, you just do it. You know? And it took me until that summer between 7th and 8th grade, and I was like, I want to do it. I mean, I don't even know why I wanted to do it. I think I was just bored, to be honest. Because I did not do it because I thought that my body was going to change. I think I literally was just bored. I had no idea I had a woman's body underneath that. All that. Thank you. Tiffany says, I lost 188 pounds naturally in 2 years. Now I'm setting high goals to tighten skin. I'm up for a challenge V. She says, I was a size 26, now a size 10. Congratulations. And it doesn't matter how you do it. Whether you do gastric bypass or the gastric sleeve, or you do, Ozempic or semaglutide, whatever it is. Everything has its, or you get a tummy tuck. I get a lot of shit because of that. They're like, yeah, but she got, and it's like, I weighed 240 pounds. And 247 before the surgery. In 3 hours, I went from 7 pounds down.
How tall is she? Does anybody remember? I want to say 5'4", 5'5", something like that.
The surgeon was no longer there after I left the hospital. The rest was me. All me. So it doesn't matter how you do it, and everything's gonna have its side effects. Some people can just do it, but everything has its side effects. If you need motivation, if you need like a boost, if you need, something like that, right? Surgery has the risk of death if it's cosmetic. And, the same thing, the risks of death and side effects from gastric sleeve and gastric bypass, and, the risks from semaglutide and Ozempic and all that, So, but at the end of the day, I think that if you are able to decrease the risk factors for cardiovascular disease by losing weight, decrease your be able to get off insulin, because you got to the right amount of weight and you can start to control your diet, right? Whatever you do to lose weight or however you got there, and you're doing it, and it's going to increase your longevity and most importantly your quality of life. Because I think some people would do it even if they said, you know what, if the universe said, hey, you know what, we're going to help you lose weight, but we may not give you more years, but the quality of your life is going to be better. You're going to feel like you're living. You're going to feel like comfortable in your skin. You're going to feel comfortable. You're just going to feel better. You're going to feel more confident. You're going to be able to run around with your kids, your grandkids, right? Your range of motion is going to increase, all that. You're just going to have a better quality of life. I think some people would do that even if they knew, hey, I'm not going to get more years, but the quality of my life is going to be better. Right? And if you don't want to lose weight, that's
So this comment right here: stop stuffing your hole with grilled cheese on sourdough bread from Starbucks, and ate chocolate covered strawberries with extra stuff on them in one sitting. That'll probably help too. 5'3" and 240. Yeah, that's not good on the what do you call that? What do you call that scale? Damn it, I can't think of it right now. Where the one that says, yeah, at this weight, your body index, right? Mass body index. That's not good. That's, oh man. So she went from dangerous to worse, I think. I mean, how do you have a lot of fat removed, but then you gain weight? So it's like whatever was sucked out of her, she just put right back on, if I'm not mistaken.
That's fine too. That's fine too. Some people are happy being exactly the way that they are. Exactly the way that they are. Because I don't want to be one of those people. No. Some people feel good exactly the way that they are, and they're in love. There's some real chubby women with some very athletic men. They're very much loved. And there's some real chubby men with really, thin, beautiful women. And they're loved. Right? And there's, where both couples are both, obese, but you know what? They love each other, and their lives, they wouldn't change anything. Right? So, whatever makes you happy, yeah.
Somebody said the Richter scale.
Thank y'all so much. Kimberly Marie says, I lost over 100
Oh my God. It was the BMI index. But I like that. The Richter scale. That's good. That's good. That's very good.
That's good. That's good for you. I didn't want to worry about any of that. I had done it back in 2006 with diet and exercise alone. And I know myself. I had already tried that. And I knew I could do it. And I got down to 160. And I looked in the mirror. No. I was like, how come I don't like this? How come I like myself when I was chubbier? And it was that. It was the fact that and I stopped. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I know me. If at this point right now in this weight loss, I'm already wanting my old body back because I don't like how this is going. No, I need to think of something else. Because I don't like it like this. Not this way. Not this way. I know me. And when the opportunity arose, I did that. Y'all saw me gain a whole lot of weight real quick. I did that on purpose. I knew what I was going to do. And for like 3 or 4 months, I just gained a lot of weight. A lot of weight. Because I knew I was going to have a tummy tuck. I knew it.
So she gained weight because she knew she was going to have a tummy tuck? Holy crap. Did she just say that? It's like, hey, I'm going to go out and eat cheeseburgers and french fries 3 days a week, 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Because I'm going to schedule some heart surgery. So they're going to fix it anyway. How the hell does that make sense? So something's wrong with that picture. Something is very wrong with that. Now, going back to the BMI thing, I think that's the BMI thing is, I think it's outdated. I don't know if they've ever updated it for, I guess, modern times. I have to see if they updated that or if it's any different. Because a bunch of years ago, it was, I mean, I was over 200 and I'm 5'9", and they're like, yeah, you're obese. I'm like, obese? Like, what? And it didn't make sense. So I wonder if they adjusted that. Because I know there was a time when, a lot of those things are very outdated. Just like your cholesterol levels. 40, 50 years ago, cholesterol, if you had it around 300, you were good to go. And then somebody came up with medication to lower your cholesterol. And they started saying, oh, cholesterol's too high. You got to take these pills. And then everybody's taking pills. So, that's one of those things. I think they adjusted the BMI slightly, but still at 5'3". Is that what they said? 5'3" and 240? Yeah, that's yeah. Well, it's not healthy, that's all.
And I wanted my results to be a certain way. And yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what, y'all? You see, because the Rio Grande Valley is, other than reservations, no joke, other than reservations, Indian reservations for indigenous people, because they are the #1 cardiovascular disease, obesity. People always forget that they're the #1 in all of the risk factors. And people don't believe in generational trauma.
So let's go back to risk factors for a second. And I know, and it's people talk about their activities and what they do at work or what they do for work. And a lot of people that are sitting down all the time are driving all day long. And in their cars, the majority of the time are always sitting down is not a good thing. I remember, what was the guy? I want to say Fitness in Motion. Gilad was the guy's name. Bodies in Motion. I think it was that show. I remember him saying, a body in motion stays in motion. A body just sitting there just stays sitting there. And that does make a difference. And it can't be good. I mean, how often is she in her car? I mean, morning to night, she's in the car. Not much walking. And walking from a car to gas station does not count. It doesn't. It's just not. You'd have to walk car to gas station like 5,000 times, to make an impact.
Anyway, they're the number one in dialysis. All that shit. I'm being serious. Anyway, the valley here where I live is, we're probably the number one, the biggest population of diabetics. I'm not kidding. The most concentrated area of diabetes, right? So some people are saying that they're getting, like, even my people that I know are saying that, like, their Ozempic is, like, they're telling them, I don't know why exactly, but they're saying that the doctors are saying that they're going to switch them from Ozempic to something else, but they don't really know why. Or it's something about it not being available. I don't know why. But there's some programs out there, y'all. If your insurance doesn't cover it, there's some programs that, that are ethical. Like, there's one 20 miles from where I am. They're not going to give you the whole thing of Ozempic, but you just show up once a week, and they give you a diet plan, and you pay a certain amount for a certain week, and you're guaranteed your shot every single week. Plus, you have a nutritionist, and they're weighing you every week, and doing it that way helps you be accountable versus you being at home, not having to be accountable, just giving yourself the injection. So, you didn't know that, Suzanne? Yeah, I freaked out. I learned about that in all my sociology classes and my ethnobotany class, all my classes. I started seeing that trend. I didn't know either. I had no clue. I didn't know that the people on the reservations they had the highest population on dialysis. Everything. The highest population for unaliving, the highest population, the highest numbers of unaliving, the highest numbers of cardiovascular disease, the highest numbers of kidney failures, the highest numbers of alcoholism, the highest numbers of diabetes, the highest numbers of every risk factor. They were even the highest numbers of COVID per population.
So, did she say that the Native American population got the highest dialysis rate? Yeah, guess what? She's wrong. That's not it. Anybody know? It's actually black African American are almost 4 times more likely. Hispanics are a close second to have kidney failure and to require dialysis. And that's the truth. Yes, I looked it up. It's called fact checking.
Yep. They had the most COVID deaths. When you think about the number of COVID deaths per that demographic, theirs was sky high, like everything else. But no one believes in generational trauma.
What does that have to do with generational trauma? Generational trauma. I'm trying to put the two together here. I mean, I do not agree, for example, with reparations. Yes, that was a trauma that happened back then. Yes, that was a life happening in the middle of a culture forming itself. Life improving itself. Having slaves at one point in history used to be a cool thing. Even black people had slaves. They had their own slaves, their own black slaves. Now, granted, that happened many generations ago, which is why I don't agree with reparations. To make every taxpayer pay money into that. Like, I had nothing to do with that personally. Neither did my parents. And the Mexican people, they had their own issues with slavery and being abused either, also. So I think a generational trauma doesn't last for generations upon generations. Not the way she's portraying it. Again, that's my opinion. But she blames everything on generational trauma. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
No one wants to believe in that. Yeah. Who said that? Somebody said something. Oh, are y'all talking about? Yeah. One of the number one, probably I'm guessing that the number one side effect of those Ozempic and all of that is going to be nausea. The number one side effects of those are going to be signs and symptoms of hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, because your body's not used to being at that number. So that's going to happen. In the beginning, you're going to feel a little bit terrible, and that's why. Because you're so used to your sugars being at a certain level, so that when they come down closer to normal, it doesn't feel normal for you. It feels like, because your normal was something else. So when a person that's non-diabetic falls below a certain number, they start to feel those symptoms. But you will feel them when you get on those injections. But your body just needs to get used to it. I hope so, Tammy. Thank you. She says, you are so knowledgeable and beautiful. Thank you so much. I hope so. It took me 8 years. It took me 8 years never skipping a semester. I was so afraid to skip a semester because I had to work everything to get my biology and chemistry degree. 8 years. And so I took way more classes than, because I was not going to give up one semester, not one semester, not one. Even if I had to take 1 or 2 classes per, I was still going to go to school. And I never skipped a semester, and my transcript is there proving all of that. And when I graduated, they were like, you don't want to go to a little bit more? You know that you can get they said, you are just a few credits shy of an associate in criminal justice, psychology, and sociology. Because all of the other, because I had to take some more, I spread it out. So I wound up taking way more classes than I needed to. Honestly, because I wanted to learn all that shit. I really did. I was like, man, if I'm going to be here, I want to take that class and that class and that class. Yes, I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I swear none of her people, I call them her people that watch over there, and I know that there's some that are watching here that follow her page and they go comment on her page and stuff. And I mean, I don't care about that. But I can't understand how nobody over there fact checks her or calls her out on stuff. Why? Because they're afraid. And they're afraid because they don't want to get blocked. They don't want to get targeted. That's why. That's why.
Why does that happen, Suzanne? You know what? It's true. It's true. When I've been nauseated, a little bit of lemon helps me. I don't know why. But it only helps a little bit. I have nausea. I can take anything. Pain, anything. I don't like headaches, but I can take headaches. But the one thing that I cannot do is nausea. Ugh, that's... No. No, that's awful. Any kind of nausea. I don't care if it's every time I have ever experienced nausea in my life. A carnival ride, from the little hairs in my ear, and the equilibrium. No. The first time I was hungover. No. Every time I've ever been pregnant. No. No. And the last couple of times that I was nauseated is because I ate greasy stuff right before bed, and no more. It only took me like 2 times doing that. And I was like, oh no.
What about the 8 strawberries?
No.
No?
Not gonna do this no more. Ugh. No. I'm serious. For real, Michelle, it's gross. It's gross. Kimberly says my top weight was 315. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I'm telling you, I want to get into one of those, you know. I bet you they have like a fitness, you know, competition for my age group. There has to be like a 45 to 50. You know, I'm right in the middle of that or something, you know. And I'm not gonna look nice. It's okay. It's okay. No, you know, not everybody thinks that that's attractive. That I don't plan on staying that way. It's just a goal that I want to reach. All right. And you know what bothers me the most is that I know that I'll be able to do it. I don't want to have to put a dark tan on like that. Why do you have to do that? I know, and I know why you got to do it, because it shows off the muscles. But I don't only want to have to do that. I don't know. But anyway. Deborah Lynn says, I've been waking up sweating at night. I wonder if I'm at menopause. Well, you are not. They say that you are not officially in menopause until you have gone exactly 1 year, 12 months without a period. So, and I'm proud of myself because I started my period today, and I still went and did a really good workout. And usually I do not. Usually I do not. And I'm like, I don't feel like it. And this time I was like, you already had this in mind. You did not know you were going to get your period. You're good. No, you're not going to set that trend. It's the first day of your 47th year of life. It doesn't matter if you had your period. You're still going to follow through with your plans. And I did. I'm so proud of myself. I'm reading everybody's comments. I saw something. Where did I see it? I saw something about food poisoning. Anyway, I don't know what happened, but 1 year in my life, I think I was like maybe 32, 31. I don't know what it was. Something happened to my guts or something. I don't know. Something happened. I don't know what it was. But my stomach felt like I wouldn't eat. I didn't eat for days after even it was over. And I just kept burping up this like.
Yeah, Liberty Lady. I was going to say something about that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how guys feel about it. I usually at like people they mention it, and I just don't think about it. Like, it doesn't bother me. You know, this is just right. This is something in life that women have to go through. But when she said it, it was
like he was like, it was just strange. Ooh. And I always correlate it with these marinated fajitas. Never again have I ever had any kind of fajitas. No. Ever since that day. Especially any kind of pre-marinated meats. Because my body immediately said it must have been those damn marinated fajitas. In a bag.
The more marinated they are, the more broken down it is, the better it is, the more tender it is, the easier it is for your body to digest it. And that's the truth.
No. That's when I started stopping to eat meat so often. Like I made chili last night with a little chili mix and beans, a can of beans and a can of chopped tomatoes. And instead of the beef, I put in a whole bag of quinoa. You know that shit looked like the ground up beef. It did. The quinoa made it seem like, it looked, if you...
A whole bag of what? Is she trying to say quinoa? I don't know what she said. Let's see.
Beef, I put in a whole bag of quinoa. You know that shit looked like the ground up beef. It did. The quinoa made it seem like, it looked, if you were to pour that shit on a hot dog or chili fries or something, that shit looked like chili meat with beans. I'm not even kidding. And the spices, like, it didn't even matter. It tasted like chili to me. I did not even miss the meat. Right, Tiffany? Right? She says, I haven't eaten meat in over a year and I feel great. I can't remember the last time that I ate beef.
Yeah, what I want to say about that is everybody's physiology and body is different. There are people that can do a red meat diet and not get sick and get better and get healthy, improve their health. And then there's others who can't. I mean, they'll get gout instantly, or their body just can't handle it. Their body can't process it. One diet does not work for an entire nation. And that, that's true. And her as a healthcare provider or whatever, she should know that.
But I ate chicken the other day. But no, I'd rather have just like, if I'm gonna have protein, it's gonna be, I'm gonna drink it, or it's gonna be like fish. But anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm going to freshen up, and then I'll go live again. And it might be my last live, because I may not go live tomorrow, and tomorrow's the last day of February, right? And then it's I'm not really going ghost, because going ghost is like, what happened? She just disappeared. No, I'm letting y'all know I'm going to disappear on purpose. So yeah, so I'll see y'all in a little bit. Bye for now.
Alrighty, that wraps up the first one. So let's ixnay that and go for the second one. This one was a lot shorter, if I remember. Oh, they're both an hour. Okay, I thought one of them was 30 minutes. This one was done last night. I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe 1 or 2 a.m. I can't remember what time it was. Hey, everyone who just joined. Yeah, I didn't want to get too much into that about her, period. Because I know there's a lot of women out there who are like, we can talk about our periods whenever we want to. Like, all right, okay, good for you. But something about this whole mess, her, and talking about that, and she just worked out. It was like, I'm traumatized now. Now I'm traumatized. All right, to our second video. This is from late last night or early this morning. Dang. That's nasty. I heard that story before too. Gotta be true. Gotta be. Gotta be.
Hello, Yvonne. Thank you. I don't have no makeup on. I just wanted to say, well, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, I forgot something. 1 second.
What did she? Oh, she probably forgot her Cash App. That's what she's gonna do.
There we go. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Hi, Yvonne, Wendy, Veronica, Victoria, Helen, Cindy, Michelle, Norma, Missy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Hello. This is Vanessa Theodina coming at you live here in the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. I just wanted to thank all of you for all your birthday wishes. Thank you. It is. It is. And I'm not the kind of person that always puts my cash out. It's because it's my birthday month, and today's my birthday. And I have haters, and they don't like me to do that. But thank y'all so much. Thank you, Missy. Nissy Seabrook says, I didn't think it was possible for you to look younger, and without makeup you look 25 at most. I do. I look like Alfalfa from the Little Rascals. I do. But thank you, Antoinette. Thank you. So, thank you, Valerie. Thank you. You know what books I was thinking of reading? I was thinking of reading remember, after tomorrow I'm going to deactivate. Okay? Did I say hello? Well, just in case I didn't. Hello, this is Vanessa Theodina coming at you live here in the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. And after tomorrow, I'm going to deactivate for 3 months, and I'll be back in June. Although if I have to defend myself with something that matters, I will. Nisi Seabrook says, I'm a silent viewer for years now, but I had to say it. I'm 48 and I wished I looked as young as you do. You go, girl. Oh, thank you. Well, we're both gonna be 48. I'm already gonna say I'm gonna be 48. I always say I'm almost 50. I've been almost 50 for the last 2 years. And when I'm 50, I'm going to be almost 55 for 5 years. But yeah. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Yeah. I'll still have my my, not here, no. When I deactivate, my page messenger won't work. You'll have to message me to my private page. So go request me if you're not my friend. Only if you're my friend here, though. I don't just let anybody be my friend over there. I hope that Kate says life starts at 40. You know, I used to think that, but honestly, I think 50 is the new 40. I'm not even kidding. Do you remember the Golden Girls? The age that those ladies represented, like now, they don't look. That age does not look the same. For real, it doesn't. It doesn't. Hi, Audrey. Nisi says, but no one can say that you look a day over 29. I swear, only haters would say that. Thank you. Thank you. They try to make my pictures, they mess with my pictures a lot. They make me cross-eyed. They do some weird thing with my eyes. And they just do ugly stuff to my face. I mean,
The whole narrative about
it's hate.
messing with her photos. I've never messed with her photos. I think I was muted. That's why I'm repeating this again. I've never messed with her photos. And to be honest, I don't think anybody else does. As far as touching up, I think people add graphics and little, things like that, emojis and graphics and effects to a photo, maybe for a thumbnail or for something like that. But I've never touched up. I don't Photoshop her stuff. Every once in a while, you'll catch her with a crooked eye, but that's just her eyes. Sometimes when she looks up and away, or if she looks straight up, one of her eyes it actually goes off in a different direction, and it's just a quirk from your body, and it's funny, and those things are captured. But I don't Photoshop her stuff. So, yet again, another one of those. They hate me so much that they have to do this. That kind of crap.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Debbie. Thank you, Antoinette says, you take care of you, Vanessa. We understand. Come back and tell us all about your break. Well, hopefully you'll be able to tell a difference. I feel bad, though. Because I'm going to have to get a lot of clothes. Like, I'm not going to waste my clothes. And I'm not going to sell it either. I'll just get them, like, a seamstress or something. Yeah. Nisi says, I can't believe those ladies were supposed to be our age now. I know. Can you believe that? That's crazy, right? And Estelle Getty, she was the youngest one of all of them. I freaked out when I heard that. I was like, what? Thank you, Victoria. Candy says, I hate mean people. You have a kind of beautiful soul. You stay strong and continue to grow. Thank you, Candy. Thank you. Thank you. I was gonna say something, but I'm just not. I guess if I have to survive anybody on social media, I will at another time. I will, Yvonne. I will. And y'all can still message me. Y'all just have to look for me. Well, no, not really. You have to message me. Yeah, if you've never messaged me, then I don't think that when I deactivate my profiles, both of them, that you'll be able to message me. You'll have had to message me. But it's okay, because anybody that requests me, I always tell them thank you for the request. So I will have messaged you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It says request. Instead of follow, the blue tab says request. Y'all, I'm going to start reading my book. Well, this one's the first one. I don't know if y'all have read it. It's called In 5 Years, and it's a New York Times bestseller. It says, Danny Cohan lives her life by the numbers. She is nothing like her lifelong best friend, the wild, whimsical, believes in fate, Bella.
Gina Page,
Danny's
I appreciate you very, very
planning
much, dear. I hope you're
seems to have paid off after
you'll be okay.
she nails the most important job interview of her career and accepts her boyfriend's marriage proposal in one fell swoop, falling asleep completely content. But when she awakens, she's suddenly in a different apartment with a different ring on her finger. And beside...
Oh man, is she reading again? She's not reading from a book,
Danny
is she?
spends exactly 1 hour and 5 years in the future before she wakes again in her own home on the brink of midnight. And it is 1 hour she cannot shake. In 5 years is an unforgettable love story, but it is not the one you're expecting. Why haven't they made this a movie already? Just by that. Just by that. The other page. My private profile. My private profile. And if I go live tomorrow, I'm still gonna put my cash out because it's my birthday month, haters. I don't know what to say.
Those imaginary haters. I'm starting to think there are no haters. It's all in her head. I think she's got haters in her head talking to her. Yep. Yeah, that's what it is. The haters are in her head.
But this looks like a good book. Well, it was a New York Times bestseller. So I went to Amazon's New York Times bestsellers, and I was like, because I want them to be good. If I read another book, I want it to be a really good book, right? But right away, I was like, they do not want me to read. The first 5, I think, were like really old books. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. I mean, old, like, like ancient. Like when that book came out, like none of us were alive kind of books. The other profile is Vanessa Stephanie Tijerina. It has my middle name spelled out. And you'll see a black and white picture. I did, Candy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, yeah. So y'all be able to message me over there, but I'm not going to accept just anybody. Right? And, yeah. But I'll go live tomorrow. Alright? And I'll let you know I'll let you know how the first couple of chapters were in this book. It looks like I'm going to finish it fast, though. You know, the first biography, that's why I liked reading that last book to y'all, because it was a true story, right? And it was basically a biography. And the very first one I ever read was Carol Burnett's biography. And I had to, because I was like, when I saw her book, I was like, oh my goodness, all these books are about the lives of these people, this section of books, right? And I went straight to her because I had been watching her for years. I had been watching her live show, and I just loved it. That's how I found out that the reason that I would always wonder too why she would do this and she would do this, and it wasn't until I read her biography that it was because she told her grandma who raised her that every time I tug on my ear, I'm thinking of you. And she did it like every show.
I don't know. There's plenty of books that don't make the New York Times bestseller that are great books. It's just like wine. Just because a bottle of wine costs, $120 doesn't mean it's the best bottle of wine you ever had. I've had really good $8 bottles of wine. So there's that.
What is the name of what, Vanessa? Thank you. I'll go live in the evening. Yes, Luna, yes, it does sound like The Time Traveler's Wife. Although I want to read that book too because I've only seen the movie. You know what? That one sounds like a good one. Did they ever make a book with the movie with Christopher Reeves and that lady? Remember that old one? That was similar to these two books. The time to, A Moment in Time. Do y'all remember that? I thought that was so romantic. I always thought that was so romantic, and I thought it was so creepy whenever he found that coin in his pocket or something, and I was like, no! Because any memory was going to take him back and away from there. I loved it. Oh no, Vanessa, it's because I'm going to deactivate after tomorrow for 3 months, and somebody asked if they were going to be able to message me, and I said only people who are my friends on my personal profile will be able to message me. So they'd have to request my friendship. And my personal profile is Vanessa Stephanie. It's just like this one, except it has my middle name spelled out. Somewhere in Time. Yes, Somewhere in Time. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yes, it was Somewhere in Time, and I just loved that movie. Also, it was Christopher Reeves. I mean, you know. But yes, I wonder if there was a book. Do you all know if there's a book? I would love to read that book if there was a book. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, likewise. Thank you. And also, I don't know. I was thinking also, Waiting to Exhale, or How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Because those were novels. Whole novels. Yes, and Jane Seymour. And the second one I ever read was Elvis Presley's autobiography. And I had to because, I mean, it was Elvis Presley. Are you sure that it was never a book before? It was a mini series, right? It was a mini series, wasn't it? It was in a couple of parts, wasn't it? I don't know. I just thought that was so enchanting. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go, and yeah, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night. Yes, Suzanne, I've read The Promise. I've read the whole book. Yeah. There was one that I read when I was in jail. Can you believe that I can say that? Those 3 weeks when I was in jail, can you believe that I was in jail because I had my bond revoked? I had no business in there. I had no business in there. I'm just glad they had something that was like a library. It wasn't really a library. It was a closet with books. Well, it was a small room with books. But I made the most, I did the most I could. And I read several books in those 3 weeks. Several. And one of them, and I remember reading that one, and it was by, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe it was by Nicholas Sparks. And I remember reading it and thinking, why was this never a movie? Or was this a movie? I don't know, but I had never seen the movie. Oh, Anna, you're so sweet. She's like, don't feel bad. I've been in jail too. I know, but I was in there for 3 weeks. And I shouldn't have been even in there at all. I shouldn't have even been arrested for that crime at all. But anyway. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, that was a wonderful love story. I'm going to try to remember the name of it. It was so sad, though. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it. But I loved it. I read autobiographies in there, too. I was so excited when I saw that they had the autobiography of, what's his name? He was so handsome. He came out in, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Yeah, Chris, I got some video on that coming out in a minute. As soon as I'm done with this show, I'm posting that awesome display. And you know what? He's right. People are gonna say, "Oh, Trump wasn't diplomat," but this is what happens in real freaking meetings. But I'll save that for later.
Suzanne, you know his name. He's that handsome black actor. And I read his autobiography. And I read the autobiography of Sammy Davis Jr. in there also. Sidney Poitier. I love it. It followed, he's from the Bahamas, and I loved how it followed his whole, he was from Cat Island in the Bahamas. And he was very poor, and it followed his whole story and all how he struggled and how long he was in New York City, and then when he was discovered, and just everything. It was wonderful. Oh, Anna Mae. Well, I'm glad you're with us now. Hi, Martha. To Sir with Love. I know. Y'all, did you all know that A Different World is on Netflix? The whole thing. That was one of my favorite shows. I don't know if y'all know that. But if anybody wants to binge watch it, I would suggest just skip the first series. The first season. Not good. It was like a tracing. It wasn't. Don't do it. You should just start from the second season. Right? Wasn't he handsome? He was so handsome. He was so handsome, and he was so regal. He was so regal. I remember.
So wrinkled.
Yes.
Huh.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a really vivid imagination. You know what book I loved, and then I saw like 3 different versions of the movie. I didn't know how old the book was. The Secret Garden. Every version of The Secret Garden, I've watched every single version of The Secret Garden. Every single version. And there's been several of them that have come out. But that was so enchanting. It's like, I want to be in The Secret Garden. With Marlene, we were talking about Sidney Poitier. When I was in jail for those 3 weeks where Judge Cordova revoked my bond, and he shouldn't have, because I was victim of domestic violence, and he didn't even do a drug test. Anyways, when I was in jail, I read, I passed the time by, I thank God that they had a library. You know, they were discarded books from, or given away books from, the local River Memorial Library. Thank you. Hi, Angelica. How are you? Thank you for asking. My day was okay. It was okay. It was very productive. Hi, Tina. How are you? Thank you, Beatriz. Gracias. Thank you. Sherry says, that sounds so familiar, but I can't remember what it was about. The Secret Garden was about a little girl and a little boy. They became friends. And I think, wasn't it the little boy that was in a wheelchair? Right? I love The Secret Garden. Right, Lauren? I love it. Thank you, Beatriz. Thank you. All of you are awesome. I have the sweetest audience. I really do. I really do. The most considerate and caring audience, and y'all are awesome. There's been several Secret Garden movies. Luna de la Fuente says, if you like reading nonfiction, sci-fi, love stories, I recommend the Fever series by Karen Moning. I love that series. That is the only genre that...
Yeah, Nadia, I know that's how it's spelled and that's how it's pronounced, but this is how Ashley was saying it. She was saying toca la patania. That's why I wrote it that way. I definitely know how it goes.
But I've never liked. I don't know why. I guess it was because novels barely interested me. Like fiction barely interested me. It barely did it, and had to be really like The Secret Garden kind of writing, where it could be believable, right? And it was up to the skill of the author to make me feel like I was actually there, and it would. That's why I would read so many books, because every book was a different experience. Like I was part of the story, right? And oh my God, yes, and but science fiction, I could never get into it because I was like, none of this shit's really real at all. Like I can't even get close to putting myself, because it was too... No. I don't know why I was like that.
Yeah, so
That's why it took me so long to
we've had a lot of loss of interest
until after 2006.
on this particular video. I think I'm gonna,
Suzanne
and if I remember correctly, it's all like this. It was very very low key, boring.
But I did go through a 4-year-old
So
People
let me
magazine, no shape, or
skip
form
through
put
it.
together as if I built. Yeah. I remember watching that movie and then reading the book afterwards.
This is the halfway mark right here.
Marlene says they say they were headed for days before they were dead for days before they discovering them yesterday. Why is your eyes blacked out like that? That's creepy. Martha says, I'm giving my age away, but that's one movie I watched as a little girl that I do remember. The Birds.
Yeah, okay.
The French Connection. I've never seen The French Connection, but now I'm gonna watch it.
She's not gonna watch it.
Now I'm gonna watch it.
The French Connection was epic, and it had one of the most epic car chase scenes in movie history, and other movies that came after that tried to model their car chases. Some movies way in the future tried to model their car chases after that movie, and they did it. They filmed illegally a high-speed chase around a. I mean, it was epic. You know, it is a 70s movie, so it's different, right? But if you guys haven't seen it, definitely go back, do some vintage watching, and watch that movie. It's a great movie.
No. I couldn't watch anything with Alfred Hitchcock. I saw a little bit of Psycho and I was like, no. No. And every time I'd hear his voice, it would just be like, that's creepy. It reminded me of The Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone also was one that I was like, oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the way it makes me feel. And then there was something I remember, John Lithgow came out. I don't know if it was The Twilight Zone, but like a newer version of it, but I remember it was the 80s. And I remember it scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. And he was on an airplane. Do you remember that? It was John Lithgow, and he was on an airplane, and no one else could see but him, and he was freaking out because no one else could see. And he looked out of the window of the plane, and there was a freaking like a Bigfoot on the plane.
Wasn't that the Twilight Zone?
And that scared me.
Wasn't that Twilight Zone? Yes. The original Twilight Zone, the black and white series with that version of the airplane, the episode with the airplane was creepy as fuck. It was good.
Was that was the Twilight Zone? No, it wasn't Poltergeist. Oh, you're mentioning Poltergeist, right, Michelle? Okay. That was the Twilight Zone, right? Except it was like, I don't know what was in the 80s. But that
Court was a motion to dismiss, motion to suppress some evidence. And my understanding is that the motion was denied, but I could be wrong. And I am looking for clarification on that. And I've made some inquiries, so I'm just waiting to hear back. It is a slow process for these things to get updated in the court system. So if it's not updated by today, it should be updated by Monday.
That scared me. Yeah. I don't know. You know what really confused me? I don't know if y'all remember this, and nobody ever remembers it whenever I mention it. But in the 80s, on HBO, late at night, and that's before I knew that I was autistic. And you know how it's hard for me. Like, I can't deal with flirting or sarcasm. So, before I knew what, you know,
How did she know what flirting was? She was born in what, 77? What, at 5 or 6 or 7 years old? She knew what flirting was and sarcasm? Yeah, I think not.
parodies were and stuff like that, I didn't know. There was this thing called Not Necessarily the News. You know, I thought that shit was the news. And I remember thinking, they're kind of silly. But it kind of sounds like serious stuff, but they're kind of silly.
Lies,
It was
lies,
weird.
lies.
It was, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I want to mention something. You know, our little bullshit kid? You know, I'm getting copyright hits because of the little bullshit kid. It just popped up the other day when he made it quite a few appearances on that one show a couple nights ago. All of a sudden, I got these things on Facebook. I'm getting copyright strikes, not strikes, but complaints because of the bullshit kid. And I tried to fight it, stating fair use, and they rejected it. So I don't know if I'll be able to use bullshit kid anymore. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Poltergeist really scared me because that was really believable. Because it was in a neighborhood. And it looked like any neighborhood. Any friend's house that you'd go to. It looked like any city, any house in the United States.
Why does she look like she's about to cry?
Oh, Victor, somebody had asked if I had seen The Birds. Right? And I said no. I saw a little bit of Psycho one time, and I stayed away from all of Alfred Hitchcock's movies. You used to watch Not Necessarily the News, Kim. I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't know that wasn't the real news. It took me a little while. They didn't. I mean, I don't know. It's because remember, I didn't know about. I didn't know about satire. I didn't know. It was Not Necessarily the News. It was late at night on HBO in the 80s, and I thought it was the real news. Luna says a great love story movie that I adore is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That is an amazing. That's a really good movie. Nightmare on Elm Street really scared me. It really did, because it really did. That was really scary because whoever wrote that was brilliant. Because they really did think of what you couldn't escape. You can't escape sleep. I didn't. All of them scared me. Michael Hoggart said, Not Necessarily the News. Where did you pull that out of? Well, because I was saying that I didn't really, because we're talking about different genres of stuff, and then I was thinking, ask them about Not Necessarily the News. Because every time I bring it up, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Nobody ever knows what that Not Necessarily the News was.
So that started in 83, and it went to 91. So at 10 years old, she's watching this stuff, and yeah, I don't know, just you see how this doesn't make sense. You get it? Yeah.
And I remember watching it when I was a little kid. And it's before I knew that I was autistic, right? I didn't know what satire was. I thought that was the real news. But I was like, why are they being so silly? Even then, I was like, that doesn't... Like, it seems real because they're talking about things that I know are happening. Because I see these things... I see all of these things they're talking about in the in the periodicals at the library. But this isn't like, they're kind of silly.
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Debbie! That's my favorite movie of all time. Well, it was. The Color Purple? It was. It still is. It still is, because the other one that I thought may have taken, it's not a drama, so I don't think, that's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie, and that's the first book that I read after watching it. And man, movies would get to me. Because I'd really feel what they were feeling in the movie. The characters, especially if it was a good movie. And I thought that, what's his name? The one that played Sissy's husband, Celie's husband. He's such a creep. Oh my goodness. Beloved was kind of... Children of the Corn scared the shit out of me. Children of the Corn scared the shit out of me. I live in South Texas where there's cornfields all around. All around. I did not want to watch that. I mean, I couldn't believe that I watched that. I was like, that looks like the back roads where I live. I didn't even want to go visit my godmother, because there was a time, it was seasonal, and behind her house it was nothing but cornfields. No, thank you. No. What? Sherry says, I know this is gonna sound weird, but I love Dirty Dancing. What do you mean? I think we all did. What are you talking about, Cherie? I think we all did. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Dirty Dancing. It was not my thing. I mean, I thought Patrick Swayze was cool, and he was all right in other stuff, but that's a real, to me, chick flick. Just too sappy for me. Yeah, it wasn't for me. So I'll pass on Dirty Dancing. Children of the Corn. Yeah, that scared the crap out of everybody. That one was way ahead of its time. That was really good. But I just posted, if you like black and white movies, there's nothing like 12 Angry Men and Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart. Great movies, both of those. If you want some viewing this weekend, I would definitely recommend those. If you haven't seen Gene Hackman in Mississippi Burning, classic film, and Willem Dafoe, you got to check that out too. Do that in honor of Gene Hackman this weekend.
We all did. We all loved it. Everything about that movie. It was so salacious. I remember watching it with my cousins, and I remember being like, are we gonna get in trouble for watching this? I mean, I know it's dancing, but it's dirty dancing, but they're talking about other shit, like abortions and stuff like that. The one movie that really scared me, Michael says, alright, I'm gonna date myself. Salem's Lot scared the F out of me as a kid. You know what did that to me? The Exorcist. I couldn't sleep for days after that. My grandmother got so mad at me for watching that shit because she had to deal with me having insomnia because of it. She was like, ya no vas a mirar ese mugrero. She was like, you're not gonna watch that garbage anymore. It's too late. It's already in my mind. I can't get it out of my mind. It was so scary. Oh my god, I was a little kid. I was just a little kid. I had no business watching that. But it came out on the same thing where they showed Fraggle Rock. You know? So my grandma didn't really know, like, okay, after a certain time, maybe it's not okay for her to be watching the HBO. We were talking about that one, Laura. That's why I don't like Alfred Hitchcock movies. Because I saw a little bit of Psycho and I was like, oh no, no. Thank you, Victoria. She says, I'm really going to miss you when you deactivate. Your lives keep me company at work and when I'm relaxing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, The Exorcist scared the shit out of me. And Amityville Horror. Amityville Horror. I don't, And you know what?
Best Morgan Freeman movie? It's got to be Shawshank. Got to be. Yeah, besides watching him on Sesame Street for years.
It had been a long time before a good scary movie came out. A really long time. I don't even want to think about it. But those movies, the Blair Witch Project, that scared the shit out of me. And then the ones, I forgot the names of the ones. Remember, it was about like videotaping in the house. I forgot the names of those. And Nefarious. That was creepy.
Wasn't it Shawshank? He was in
The Blair Witch Project scared the shit out of me, but I couldn't. It was really hard for me because I kept getting dizzy because the camera kept moving and they kept messing with me.
Yeah, he was in Shawshank. Damn, you had me thinking for a minute there.
I have never watched The Exorcist since that time that I was a little kid, and I don't want to.
You guys got to watch the director's cut of The Exorcist. Whew, man, you think it scared the crap out of you back then? You should watch it again. They've included a couple of extra little scenes.
Yes, Sherry, yes. I learned never to watch those movies again. I got real sick. Yes, Nicole, that's a really creepy movie.
I agree. Blair Witch was stupid. It was dumb. Overrated. Way overrated. Not good.
There was a couple of other ones that came out in the last like 15 years. But yeah. I only watched those because the only reason that I watched those scary movies was because I was in a relationship. I would not have watched those by myself. Nope. I won't watch scary movies by myself. I won't. I'll sleep with all the lights on and everything.
You know what's funny? That there's somebody that I can't even mention a scary movie to. Even in broad daylight, I can't mention a scary movie or a scary scene of a movie. It's like she just does not want to hear it. It's the funniest thing.
Yes, exactly, Suzanne. Exactly. That's exactly why. I feel it. 30 Days of Night? Is that the one? Is that the one where they filmed it like in Alaska or someplace where it was like pitch black 6 months out of the year? Or am I wrong? Or something like that. Thank you for bringing up fried green tomatoes. Thank you. It was getting a little bit morbid. I love fried green tomatoes. I like anything with Jessica Tandy and Hume Chrome in it. If I'm not mistaken, they had been around so long that they if I'm not mistaken, Jessica Tandy and Hume Chrome got their start in vaudeville towards the very, very end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's
Right, Michael?
correct.
I thought that I was right. I don't know, but this one time...
That was creepy as hell. You know, I was watching a reaction video of this dude who had never seen it before. I watch a lot of reaction videos. And this one, I forgot his name already. Big black dude. Huge, big black guy. And you think he, is not scared of anything. But he had to stop the movie like 4 times to settle himself down. And when she came down the stairs like that, oh man, it was hilarious. It was really good.
I don't know when it was, but I saw this Nazi movie. It was a weird movie, but Red Snow. I didn't think much of it because I was like, oh, it's a Nazi movie. It was creepy.
I didn't like Blair Witch.
It was real creepy.
We talked about that a minute ago. Blair Witch was just like it might have been good for a very specific demographic. For most people, it was too I want to say like avant-garde, but that's not the right term. It was just way too simple. But it just wasn't scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Red Dawn. Still Magnolias. I love that. I love Still Magnolias. I love it. I love movies like that. Mm-hmm.
The Green Book is a great movie.
That's like a guy's movie, but it was creepy. It was evil. They even had sequel to it. Oh,
The Blob was good.
The movies with that doll. Annabelle.
Oh yeah, Poseidon Adventure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love Driving Miss Daisy. I loved it. What's Eating Gilbert Grape was such a good movie. That was such a good movie. Like, that was a really good movie. Leonardo DiCaprio did amazing. He did amazing. No. Red Snow. Red Dawn is that movie in the early 80s where the kids figure out how to, like, save everything during, like, an apocalyptic time or when, like, the Russians were going to invade. That's Red Dawn, right? Or it was a bunch of teenagers, right? No. Red Snow came out, like, I'd say 15 years ago, maybe. And it was... Where's my phone?
Red Snow came out 2 years ago, 3 years, 4 years ago.
It was these Nazi ghosts, and they came out of the ground. And they...
That's a huge difference. 15 years ago, when it was really 4 years ago.
Came out during the winter, and that's why there was so much blood everywhere, and that's why they called it Red Snow. I loved Pretty Woman. Oh my god, the boy in the striped pajamas made me cry really bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The one with the little Indian statue? I know which one you're talking about.
The Shining.
Yeah,
absolute
all the
good
dog
one.
movies are pretty scary. Anything like that.
Hills Have Eyes. That dude was creepy.
Mm-hmm. The Indian in the Cupboard. You know, it was a little scary, but I don't think it was supposed to be scary. What? You know what Pet Cemetery got me to? Everything. That was really creepy.
Hellraiser, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Shining, absolutely. Hey, Kathy.
You know what movies I cannot watch? I have never seen Austin Power movies. Because I feel like they're just too silly.
But that's the point of them.
And that's because I can watch movies like Friday. You know, I love Friday. I love those movies. But like, I don't know. The Austin Power movies, I just could never get into them.
Oh, you gotta check out The Shining. Definitely. Honey, I'm home.
I've never seen those. I've never seen Trilogy of Terror. I've never even heard of that one. Right, Nicole? It was too...
Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black. That little freaking creature was creepy as fuck when I was a kid.
Corny. Yes, that yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the word. Mm-hmm. Yes, Christine, I can see you. The Outsiders! Oh my god, The Karate Kid. Mm-hmm. The Karate Kid. I love The Karate Kid. I loved it. I love that movie. I can watch it over and over and over again. Why do so many guys love the Austin Power movies? I've noticed that. I'm being serious.
Thank you, Susie. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Those movies. I think they're so corny. You know, it's a shame that he did not see Thomas Howard, right? Was Ponyboy's name, right?
Howell.
It's a shame he didn't come out and... you know, if somebody would have asked me back then, I would have thought that he was going to turn into some great actor. And all of a sudden, he just disappeared.
See, Thomas
He was
Howell.
the one... Stand By Me.
He was in Soul Man. You haven't seen Soul Man? God, that's a classic, too.
I love Stand By Me.
Although I don't know if this generation could handle blackface.
I love it. Stand By Me. Always a good movie.
Yeah, I gotta check out The Substance. Maybe I'll do that this
And the
weekend.
Back to the Future movies were good too. Valley of the Dolls. Mayhabs, you know that I didn't even know that they made a book. They made a movie. I didn't know that there was a movie. I read the book.
The Warriors.
I just happened to read the book.
Yep. Good one.
The book is really good. And then someone said they made a movie about that. I didn't realize that I had read a book that was that old. Oh, I'm gonna let y'all go, because all the Indian people are just waking up, and you know how they are. The Professional is really good. Have y'all seen that, The Accountant with Ben Affleck?
Yeah, not a
That's
fan.
about a man with autism. He's autistic. Look at them just taking over the whole... Look at those two just taking over the whole damn chat. She won't miss.
She said goodnight, but there was like 4 minutes.
It just looks like spaghetti to me. I don't even know what's being written.
Faces of Death. When I first saw it,
Look at you two! Y'all are talking to each other. And I bet y'all think y'all are real cool talking to each other.
hold on.
And we don't know what the hell y'all are saying. That's why y'all are liking each other's comments. Well, let me Let me just block you. Both of you.
What? What?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go back.
Y'all think y'all are real? She was. It just looks like spaghetti to me. I don't even know what's being written. Man, get out of here! Look at you two! Y'all are talking to each other. And I bet y'all think y'all are real cool talking to each other. And we don't know what the hell y'all are saying. That's why y'all are liking each other's comments. Well, let me just block you. Both of you. Yeah. Get out of here. How rude. That was so damn rude. Did you see them? I don't know what they were saying. I should have translated that one, that they were liking of each other. Anyway, they're out of here. Yeah. What? What? Are they making a part 2 of The Accountant? Is that what you said?
Duh.
The Final Destination movies are interesting. Those are good. The Accountant with, oh my god. And you can tell like, that is one of the best portrayals of a high-functioning man with autism. And he's so good at his job.
Let me guess. She's going to compare herself to him, too. Faces of Death was more of a documentary film, but when I found out that a lot of that was either fake or maybe they arrived on the scene, afterwards. So you didn't see the lady jump out the building and splatter on the concrete. You just saw the aftermath. And the fact that a lot of that was fake, the guy getting electrocuted, that was fake. And that really broke my heart because I thought all that was real. And I thought it was so cool. We're sneaking into the video rental, walking down the street, going to my video rental store. And even though I wasn't of age, the guy would, because they had restrictions on that and where I went anyway. But he was like, nah, that's cool. You go rent it. So I paid the $2 or whatever. And yeah, it wasn't. I don't think I ever saw the ones that came after that. So I don't know if those are fake as well or not. I don't remember. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did not see them. And that's only because once I found out the first one was mostly fake, that decided not to even watch any more of them. So that was disappointing. The funniest part was my sister tried to forbid me from watching that kind of filth. And she would always get really mad. And then when she wasn't around, my mom was like, go and get that movie. I want to see that movie. She wouldn't want to watch all that filthy, dirty, violent stuff. It was so funny. And it would piss off my sister. Let's see. A couple more minutes and then we're wrapped up.
Because he's not really an accountant. But he's good at the job that he actually does. Well, he is. He does both things. But
the scene in Faces of Death, where these people are sitting. It's supposed to be a restaurant, and they bring out a live monkey, and they open up the center of the table, put the monkey in there, and then they close the table so that only his head is sticking out of the table. His body is underneath. And then they all have these little hammers, and they just start pounding the friggin' thing on his head until the monkey is dead. And then they crack open his head and they serve the monkey's brains. They give everybody a little bit of the monkey's brain, and they eat that. It was more shocking. I thought it was real, and I was like, obviously I was grossed out. But then later when I found out it was fake. But yeah, that was a very shocking and epic scene.
But his other job, like it's because you know how autistic people have special interests. Well, his special interests are guns and stuff, and they're pretty good when they really like guns. They're pretty good, like sharpshooters. So well, was Rain Man about autism? Was it? Was it about autism? Or wasn't it more like they called him something else? Didn't they call him a there's the other word for it. A savant. He was a savant, wasn't he? It wasn't autism. Wasn't he a savant? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, he was a savant. I think that's a little bit different than autism. Because autism, they have multiple special interests. And savants have one special interest. And they're really good at that one thing. If I'm not mistaken. But anyways, this was fun, you guys. I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all so much for being so sweet. He was missing the corpus callosum part of his brain.
Jay, the lovely Jay. You know what, Jay? Jedis are real if you believe they are. How's that?
Okay. Thank you. Hi there, America. Well, thank y'all. And thank you, Jolise. Thank you. And y'all have a nice night, too. And thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
All right, that's the end of this video. Thank goodness. I don't know. I would sooner believe that Jedi's and Star Wars is real compared to Face of Death. Face of Death was absolutely fake. So sorry to break your heart. I apologize. Sorry to spoil it for you. But that was a scandalous movie. All the kids in 7th or 8th grade. Have you seen Face of Death? My mom won't let me see it. Do you have it? Can we get it? We want to watch it. And it was always at my house. Everybody come over and watch filthy trash like that. Well, there was a real Indiana Jones kind of person, so is it based on a true story? I doubt it, but there have been stories like that of people, so I'll say Indiana Jones is more real than Face of Death. Oh yeah, I was gonna put something on here for you. Let me find it real quick. So earlier I said in Spanish, toca la pataña. That's how Jay Ashley would say it. And that's how she would say it. Here, listen.
Toca la pataña. Toca la pataña.
She don't know Spanish.
¿Por qué me miras así? Mírame bien.
Vlogging.
Toca la pestaña. Toca la pestaña.
That's so funny. That's a whole other video. That's a whole other live to get into this one.
Mírame bien, si no te voy a chingar en tu cara.
That's Ash, the rash. There's a movement to unfollow her today. Not working out too good. She still has 900,000+ followers. And maybe we should get into that a little bit later this afternoon. Maybe I'll do that this evening. Oh, what? I see this program. No, Trisha, you too? Come on. You know, when I first saw the dude getting electrocuted, when they put the tape over his eyes and then you see the blood dripping down from there, that traumatized the crap out of me. I mean, I was freaking traumatized. And I was telling everybody, that's real. They showed it, electrocution, that's real. And yeah, I was very heartbroken. It was way, way many years later when I found out that it was fake. I mean, scenes like in the morgue and dead bodies laying there and stuff. Yeah, a lot of that was just stock footage, B-roll stuff. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I hope. Are any of you doing that DEI protest of not spending any money today? Tell me you're not doing that crap, please. So apparently, to protest the Trump administration's pulling out of anything DEI, the Reverend Al Sharpton has told people, don't shop, don't spend money, don't buy anything, don't pay with debit card, don't purchase anything unless it's an emergency or you have to. And I'm like, shut the hell up. I wonder if anybody's going to listen. I'm curious whether anybody's actually going to do that. I don't think so. I think it'll be a very, very small percentage of the population that will do that. But then on the other hand, I think so many people are going to overcompensate and overspend in order to fight that off. So if anybody, if you run out of things to buy, let me know. I can certainly pass along my Amazon wish list. If you fall short and you're not done spending it. All right, guys, I'm going to call it for right now. Maybe back later with the Ash Trevino. I might be live on TikTok. I think Oriana wants to battle. And I've never done a battle before. I don't even know if I got enough of a fan base to battling will do anything. It might be a very humbling moment. But I don't know, it'd be fun just to try it. If you guys are not on TikTok, it's not freaking dangerous or nothing like that. Feel free to sign up. And should be fun. We'll figure out. I'll let you guys know. Thanks for hanging out with me for 2.5 hours. We will talk to you later. Bye, guys.